Shadows of Port Charles. A family's fury ignites as old ghosts return in the fog-shrouded heart of Port Charles, where secrets fester like open wounds and loyalties fracture under the weight of betrayal. A storm is brewing on the waterfront of General Hospital. The glittering facade of high society masks a cauldron of resentment, and at its boiling core lies a powder keg primed to erupt, the simmering hatred between two men who embody the town's fractured soul: Drew Kane, the calculating survivor with a silver tongue and a heart of steel, and Nathan West, the long-lost son whose return threatens to unleash a torrent of vengeance. As whispers of reunion echo through the sterile halls of the hospital, one question hangs like a guillotine blade. When Nathan steps back into the fray, will the fragile threads binding Nina Reeves and her daughter Willow Tate finally snap, or will they weave a noose around Drew's neck? Picture the scene unfolding on that fateful September 29th episode, a crisp autumn evening where the harbor winds carry the salty tang of impending doom. Drew Kane, ever the opportunist with his chiseled jaw set in determination and eyes gleaming like polished obsidian, crosses paths with Willow Tate in the dim glow of the Quartermain Mansion's library. She's a vision of quiet resilience, hair cascading like autumn leaves, her gaze a storm cloud of guarded hope. Willow, the fierce young mother who's clawed her way through the inferno of family scandals, has every reason to recoil from another Kane entanglement. After all, Drew's shadow looms large over her life, a reminder of manipulations that twisted her world like a knife in the gut. Yet, in a twist that defies the bitter script Port Charles so loves to write, an unexpected spark ignites. Drew, stripped of his usual armor of ambition, shares a rare moment of vulnerability, a confession about the ghosts of his own fractured past, the identical twin riddles that have haunted the Kane legacy since the day Jason Morgan's memory was stolen in that cryogenic nightmare. Willow listens, her defenses cracking like ice under a hammer's blow. Laughter bubbles up, tentative at first, then warm and genuine, as they bond over shared scars, the ache of lost siblings, the relentless pull of blood ties that bind even as they choke. For a fleeting hour, the library becomes a sanctuary, shelves of leather-bound tomes whispering approval to this uncle-niece alliance forged in fire. But oh, how the tides of Port Charles turn swiftly. This fragile peace is but the calm before Nathan West's thunderclap arrival. Enter Nathan West, the prodigal enforcer whose absence has been a void in Nina Reeves' armored heart. Played with brooding intensity by Ryan Peavy, Nathan strides back into the fray like a specter from a forgotten war, his broad shoulders taut with the weight of 7 lost years. Memory erased in a cataclysmic accident that left him adrift in shadows, he's a man reborn, fiercer, sharper, with eyes that pierce like daggers honed on regret. Nina, the magazine maven whose life has been a symphony of shattered dreams and phoenix rises, greets him with an embrace that borders on desperation. Cynthia Watros imbues her with a raw, electric vulnerability, tears streaking mascara-blackened cheeks, voice cracking as she pulls him close in the hospital's antiseptic embrace. "You've been gone too long, Nathan," she murmurs, her words a lifeline tossed into the abyss. "But you're home now. And God help anyone who tries to take you from me again." Willow, too, melts under Nathan's gravitational pull. The bad blood between her and Nina, fueled by the venomous legacy of Nell Benson, that serpentine schemer whose twin deceptions nearly tore their family asunder, runs deep, a river of resentment carving canyons in their once unbreakable bond. Nell's ghost lingers, her manipulations a poison that seeped into every corner of their lives, the forged letters, the stolen identities, the cradle-robbing horrors that left Willow clutching her son Wiley like a talisman against the dark. Yet, when Nathan extends a hand, calloused from battles unseen, Willow hesitates only a heartbeat before clasping it. There's no judgment in his gaze, only the fierce, unyielding loyalty of a brother who stared down death itself. Their introduction is a masterclass in heartfelt drama, a shared smile over lukewarm coffee in the hospital cafeteria, stories of resilience exchanged like sacred relics. "Your family," Nathan says simply, his voice a low rumble that echoes with promise. And family fights back. But Nina, ever the architect of her own tempests, can't resist unspooling the tangled yarn of their fractured saga. Over a candlelit dinner in the dimly lit metro court, shadows dancing like conspirators on the walls, she lays it bare, the whirlwind romance that blossomed between Willow and Drew amid the rubble of their shared traumas, the way Drew's ambition poisoned the well, turning protector into predator. Willow, Nina's sole surviving daughter, a title etched in the blood of losses too grievous to name, has drifted into emotional exile, her heart a fortress besieged by distrust. The trouble with Drew? It's the match that lit the fuse, his ruthless boardroom maneuvers at ELQ, the whispered alliances that sidelined Nina's empire, the subtle gaslighting that made Willow question her own instincts. "He came into our lives like a wolf in tailored silk," Nina confesses, her fingers tightening around her wine glass until the stem threatens to shatter. "And now, with you back, Nathan. We can finally howl." Nathan absorbs it all, his face a mask of controlled fury, jaw clenching like tectonic plates on the verge of rupture. 7 years stolen, time he can't reclaim, memories flickering like faulty film reels, have forged him into something primal, a guardian angel with clipped wings and a predator's snarl. The thought of Drew's transgressions ignites a fire in his veins, the way he toyed with Nina's affections, dangling redemption like bait on a hook, the insidious sway he held over Willow, exploiting her vulnerabilities until she doubted the ground beneath her feet. Nathan's no stranger to the Kane brand of chaos, his own history intertwined with Drew's twin, Jason, in webs of espionage and double crosses that left bodies in their wake. But this? This is personal. Blood calls to blood, and Nathan hears the siren's song loud and clear, mend the rift between mother and daughter, or die trying. And to do that, Drew Kane must be excised like a malignant growth. The protector in Nathan awakens with a vengeance, a lion roused from slumber. He envisions a world where Nina's laughter rings unshadowed, where Willow's eyes sparkle free of doubt. No more late-night confessions over tear-soaked pillows, no more fractured holidays haunted by unspoken accusations. But mercy has no place in this equation. Nathan's plan is surgical, ruthless: isolate Drew, starve him of influence, until the man's empire crumbles under its own hollow weight. Drew, for his part, thrives on enmity like a vampire on plasma. The man who survived memory wipes, corporate coups, and the cold kiss of assassin's bullets doesn't flinch at rivals, he collects them like trophies. Spotting Nathan's glare across the crowded hospital corridor, a predator sizing up prey, Drew's lips curl into a predatory smirk. Fresh meat, he mutters to himself, pulse quickening with the thrill of the hunt. In Port Charles, enemies aren't obstacles, they're opportunities. And Nathan West? He's the perfect foil, honorable yet haunted, a mirror to Drew's own darkness that promises clashes as explosive as Greek tragedy. As Nathan's recovery accelerates, stitches dissolving, strength surging like a tide, he wastes no time. Released into the autumn chill under a sky bruised with storm clouds, he tracks Drew to the docks, where the lapping waves mock the fragility of human vendettas. The confrontation crackles with electricity, air thick with the scent of salt and sweat. Nathan looms in the twilight, coat billowing like a cape of judgment, his voice a gravelly thunder. You've played your games long enough, Cain. Nina's tears? Willow's doubts? That's on you. Cross them again, and you'll learn what 7 years in the void taught me. Pain doesn't forget. Drew, unflappable as ever, straightens to his full height, his laugh a bark that echoes off the pilings. Threats from a ghost? Cute. But I've buried better men than you. Words fly like sparks from flint, accusations of betrayal hurled like grenades, defenses shattering against the rocks of unyielding pride. Fists clench, breaths mingle in the charged space between them, inches from violence, held back only by the invisible tether of public eyes. Drew's bravado masks a flicker of unease, a serpent's whisper in his gut. Nathan's lost years are a black hole, sucking in possibilities too horrific to name. What atrocities might lurk in that amnesia? Did he consort with syndicates in shadowy back alleys, hands stained with deeds he'd recoil from if recalled? Or worse, did the void birth a monster, a fractured psyche where morality dissolved like sugar in rain? Rumors swirl through Port Charles' underbelly, sightings of a man matching Nathan's description in seedy outposts, whispers of deals struck in blood. Drew, who prides himself on reading opponents like open books, finds Nathan's pages glued shut. It's a vulnerability he loathes, the unknown, that great equalizer where even titans tremble. You think you're the hero here? Drew sneers, but his eyes betray the calculation: retreat, or risk awakening the beast. This feud isn't mere squabble, it's symphonic chaos, a duet of alpha clashes that will reverberate through every corner of General Hospital. Imagine the ripple effects: Nina torn between gratitude and fear as Nathan's zeal borders on obsession, Willow caught in the crossfire, her budding trust in Drew tested like steel in a forge, even the Quartermaines drawn in, their corporate intrigues paling against this primal blood feud. Heated standoffs in rain-slicked streets, whispered alliances in smoke-filled lounges, betrayals that cut deeper than any scalpel. Fans, brace yourselves. Nathan's dark undercurrents promise twists that will leave you gasping. A forgotten ledger surfacing with incriminating ink, a midnight confrontation where amnesiac flashes ignite like gunfire. In the end, Port Charles teaches us that family isn't a shield, it's a sword, double-edged and unforgiving. As Drew and Nathan circle each other in this dance of destruction, one truth burns bright: redemption comes at a cost, and vengeance? It's the sweetest poison of all. Tune in to General Hospital, where every heartbeat pulses with peril, and stay vigilant, the explosion is nigh. Who will rise from the ashes? Only the shadows know. Word count, 1,482, character count, 9,856 including spaces.